Well, before we get to this one, let's talk about Lego Dimensions. Because they announced that there's not going to be any more Lego Dimensions. Does that mean that they're not putting out the, what was the stuff that we saw at E3 this year?
No, that's out. That came out a couple weeks ago. There was Beetlejuice and Powerpuff Girls and Teen Titans.
Yeah, and that's it. Now they're done.
It actually came out? Okay.
Yeah, they're out. And you kind of got that feeling when we were at E3 and that was all that they were showing. This was probably going to be the end.
Do you think they put out too many packs? It seemed like they put out a lot.
I think that's part of it. I mean,
Lego sales are down, so many. Generally speaking, also, which probably doesn't help.
What slowed down? Lego?
Lego sales, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Lego sales were down last year for the first time in like forever. It was a big news story.
Okay.
My Ty got the Lego Ninjago movie Temple of Ultimate Awesome or something like that for his birthday.
Yes.
And even though it's a very big set, he put it together like in 2 days, like no problem.
Okay.
He also got the, I know we're off on a tangent here, but he got the Anki Overdrive thing.
How is it? How does he like it?
Yeah, he likes it a lot. It's basically like slot car racing, but there's you control it with a phone, with an app on the phone, and the cars also have weapons, so you can shoot. And you don't actually see the shit firing, but the cars light up when they get hit. There's like some little bit of like a single player mode where you're racing against different computer controlled drivers, and the audio, they're talking to you. It's pretty neat. It's pretty well done. It's easy to change the tracks around. He definitely likes it.
Okay. Well, I suggested it, so I have vested interest.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think, to buy the car separately, it's ridiculous. They're like $60.
Yeah.
I think, that thing's got to be on clearance pretty soon, right? People really buying this?
It's been a couple years now.
It's been a couple of years. That's what I'm saying. That's kind of why I think it's going to last, is that at least it's been around for a while.
All right.
Yeah. If it's something that he gets into.
We'll see. We'll see. It's neat.
I think part of the Lego Dimensions problem too was they didn't make a second game. Like they stuck to that vision, which is what they said the whole time.
Yeah, but the console, that is the platform.
Right, but there was
the expansions they kind of made
but there wasn't like a big push for anybody to like come get something new.
No marketing push that you could put around around a second title.
Right.
But did they run ads for that game? Like,
yeah,
they did.
They had ads. I know that they also did ads before, like Warner Brothers animated DVDs and Blu-rays.
Okay.
You would get a trailer for Lego Dimensions, because that's how my daughter knows a lot of the properties that are in theirs, because those come on before Scooby-Doo movies. Mm-hmm. I don't know. They had to make so many of them though. Like even like day one, I just remember like walking into Toys R Us and Target and going,
crazy.
Holy crap! There's so many here.
On day one, they had just as much shit as like Disney Infinity after like a year or two. It seemed just like really hard to manage from a production standpoint. Like, how do you know like how many? I mean, and a lot of these things are not really popular things anymore. Stuff from the 80s, like, okay, Goonies. Yeah, we all know what Goonies are, but no 9-year-old is going to be like, oh,
right. Like,
Goonies.
Well, I think that was the point, was to try to get, they were trying to appeal to everyone.
It's too much hard. That's hard. That's risky.
And honestly, they were still releasing the regular games, which were better. So.
Oh, the regular Lego games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So even though they weren't making sequels, they were still making games.
I think they missed an opportunity too, and I'm sure this was like a big licensing issue, but if Lego could have just packaged in, just with their normal Lego sets, stuff that you could have used in the game, I think that could have done a lot to
It's a good idea.
kind of like boost up the game.
Yep. You'd sell more copies of the game.
Yeah, like
For
not
sure.
even if it didn't have to be like a whole new level or anything, but just
No.
like here's an item from
Yeah. Like a minifig, and that'll you can use them in the game, and you can put some marketing material in the game in the box for the game, and something.
I would very much like them to make a version of Lego Dimensions that doesn't require the toys. I would buy that. I would double dip
Could happen.
yeah, it could
for that
happen at some
version of the
point.
game. I would
They
enjoy
have all
that.
the properties, so there's like
Everything's already in the game. It's just a
Yeah.
matter of unlocking it.
well, they
I
have
would,
all the licenses too. Well,
Yeah.
for the most part. I mean, they did go outside and get like Portal.
I think they did that with
Disney Infinity. They did that on
For
the
PC, right?
On the PC, but they never did that for consoles,
right.
which is kind of lame, to be
Right.
perfectly honest.
At the Prophet, Len writes in and asks, "Is the video game interactive figure era dead?"
Did now click the link that I just put in the outline.
What is this? Infiniteer Adventures.
Just click the link. It's not doesn't matter
Clicking
who's
it. Okay,
who's
it looks like Disney Infinity figures.
but they're not. They're the new line of Disney action figures that come out this Friday, November 3rd, so a week from now. They're called Toy Box action figures, and they're made by Disney. They are not Disney Infinity figures. They are fully articulated action figures that just happen to look a lot like Disney Infinity figures that never quite made it to the market.
So they have like warehouses of these things.
Well,
It
they probably had made all the molds.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
so-
these are figures that aren't. These are like
yeah, it's Ray.
Force Unleashed.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I see.
so this is
Right,
a
they
smart
were
idea.
ready to rock, and they said, let's just make them figures."
Let's just make toys.
Right. Huh?
So
Why not?
I just thought it was interesting, especially with everything happening with Legos. I figured it was pertinent to this conversation.
So are there going to be any more? Is Toys to Life sort of dead? Do we
Well,
think?
there's that new one that just came out with
What's that?
I don't even know what it's called. Where it's you have like these two action figures, and I think the game is only on the iPad. So I don't know, but that one looked expensive, and there's cards. I don't even want to know anything about it. So I'm going to say yes, it is dead.
I mean, so far, yeah, I'd say everyone seems to not be able to figure out how to, like, the right number to produce and how many to produce. But
And even the
Skylanders
right
did.
amount of toys. to
Skylanders
make.
did, right?
Skylanders had it. It's just Skylanders ran its natural course. I feel like.
Nintendo could do
I
it.
still think Skylanders may have overdone it. I think if Skylanders came out and they limited it to like 9 figures per game, and that was it.
You got to strike it while it's hot, though. Like,
I understand that. I'm just saying, I think that if they didn't do that and try to just get as much as they could when they could, maybe it would have had a longer lifespan. Maybe. Again, and that's a big maybe. You're right. I'm not saying that. I'm just talking in a hypothetical situation that there's a chance. But my idea is significantly more risky than just putting out as much as you can while people want it.
I would say Nintendo could do a good job with it because they're just going to put out too few of everything anyway. And that'll just make people salivate.
Yeah, and for those who are about to say, what about Amiibo? Amiibo are not Toys to Life.
Right. I'm talking about like a dedicated game that
I know,
would
but
work
someone's
with Amiibo.
typing that right now. Someone was in the middle of typing,
Right.
but Nintendo has Amiibo.
Right.
And I'm telling you right now, delete it because
Right.
no, they don't.
That's like Toys to,
Yeah.
Toys to,
That's
meh.
Toys to
closest
shelf.
one of those comes to life is the wolf in Breath of the Wild, right?
Does it? I don't know. I don't care either.
Yeah,
But
it brings the wolf into the game, but you don't play as the wolf, but it at least brings the character in.
exciting.